Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be going through some tips to rewrite your brain, to love and enjoy, and ultimately to make you a better wrestler. So let's get right into it. So first, I wanted to talk about my experiences, and if you guys want to get straight to the tips, you can go skip ahead. There should be some time codes. So I've been wrestling for as long as I can remember. Born into a wrestling family, I've always been behind the shadows of my brothers, and I never truly enjoyed the sport. Living in their shadow and never completely achieving anything of worth was very hard on me. My dad was an All-American. My older brother went to nationals twice. My middle brother was a freshman sectional champ, and he ended up not completely wrestling, but he, again, already had accomplishments that I still don't have. And I've been wrestling all the way up to high school, and now I'm in my junior year of college. I only made varsity senior year up 2 weight classes, so there was never really any accomplishments. I think I had 8 wins in high school. I always wanted to quit because I never truly enjoyed the sport of wrestling. So first, let's talk about before coming to college. It was either going to be cross country or wrestling. I was definitely better at cross country, but I chose wrestling for a number of reasons. So for cross country, I felt like there was a cap to how good you can be. And there was like more genetic variation. If you had long legs, short torso, and were skinny, you could do much better. And I didn't really love that aspect of it. I also thought I could just run on my own as well. So for wrestling, there was a number of reasons why I loved that sport. There was no cap to how good you could be. You could just keep on. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. If you kept drilling technique, you could be crazy good. There was no stop. There was no cap for it, and I loved that aspect of it. There was also, I loved how hard wrestling was. It was like it taught you something that was more than just wrestling. It was the discipline within wrestling. It was the spirit that the sport shaped, and it taught you discipline, commitment, and the grit to keep going. And I think that carries over in other aspects of life as well. And after finally choosing wrestling, and after finding out these mental tricks, it just made wrestling so much easier. So in college, I finally feel like I'm able to enjoy the sport, and I think this is due to this shift in my mindset. So for the first tip, it's for your goals and your system to fit your identity. You want to align your goals with an identity. You want to focus your goals and system on that desired identity. So if you guys don't completely understand what I'm saying, first I want to talk about what is a system. A system is the process to achieving a goal or getting to that identity. So for example, you want to be a national champion. What does that entail? What is the system to get you to becoming a national champion? So ask yourself, what would a national champion be doing? Well, they're going to be there every single day. They're going to stay after practice. They're going to be, even after practice, they're going to be reflecting on practice. They're going to be constantly thinking on what they can do better. They're constantly, every single moment they have, they're going to be trying to improve themselves for wrestling. Now, if you truly want to be a national champion, you're going to have to adopt that system and identity. And that was powerful for me. It made it easier rather than just having a goal. If I adopt this system, I will be a national champion. If I adopt it for this amount of time, I'm going to get there. Whereas goals, it was kind of harder. It wasn't as definite. There was a lot of gray space for what you were supposed to do. You can just ask yourself every time. If you don't want to go to practice, ask yourself, what would a national champion do? Would they skip this day? Would they go play some video games? Or would they show up every single day, continuing to get better and better? It really puts into perspective what the goal is, what it truly means. Everyone can say, I want to be a national champion. Yeah, it's easy to say that. But when you try to adopt that system, you really, truly understand that it means tons of practice, tons of discipline. And if you're not going to put in the work 7 days out of the week, 365 days out of the year, then that might not be the goal you truly want to have. All right, now for tip 2. You get to wrestle. You get to practice. If you change your mindset with this, it'll make practice so much easier and so much enjoyable. During the summer, as a D3 wrestler, we don't get to have coaches coach us. They're not there for us because there's a rule about D3 needs to be more academic or whatever. And all the wrestlers kind of at my school, mostly I would say, are in New Jersey and like farther away. And I didn't really have access to that many wrestlers. I could go to some clubs around me, but it was only like 2 days out of the week. And so this kind of put into perspective that like it was hard to get practice partners. So when you have a practice partner in front of you, stop complaining and be grateful for the fact that you are practicing in the moment. Another thing that taught me this was on our team, we have a kid without a leg, and it was sometimes frustrating for me because I'd be wrestling him in practice and I'm like getting in my head and I'm like, I should be practicing with someone else or whatever. And it's like, I should be grateful for the fact that he is willing to drill with me, that I have a drill partner, rather than getting so mad and not even thinking about your moves and how to get better. You're just getting this detrimental mindset when you could just be happy that you have someone in front of you to practice with. The third tip and final tip is make wrestling exciting. Think of it as like a video game. Every day I come to practice, I come with the mindset of learning something new. And it helps to continue making me better. Winners are those who make the sport fun and exciting, rather than let it bore them and get unmotivated. If you think of it as a video game, you can level up each move over the weeks and you can notice improvement. That was a big thing with me. If I focused on one or two moves, let's just say one move out of the week, and I noticed improvement, that was motivating. I could tell I was getting better. I could see the progress. And so my freshman year, I did that a lot, and it was like crazy to me. It was like every day I was coming to practice excited because I'm like, all right, I'm going to get better at this. And then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to be able to beat that person that I wasn't able to beat last time just because I didn't know this certain position. It's a great trick to motivate you during the season. Then I have one extra tip for you guys. Don't dwell in the past, focus on the now. Whether it's you had early success as a wrestler and now you're not getting as much success, you shouldn't even care about the past, the future. Just focus on the now. How do I get better in the moment? Or let's say you lose a match. It happened. Now, if you want to get better, you can't focus on how you just lost. You're going to have to focus on, what am I going to do now? It already happened. Don't dwell on it. And to get better, you got to do something you haven't done before. So you got to focus on reflection. Look what happened to make you lose that match. And then what didn't work. And then you can start to reflect and you can start to understand and start to get better. Rather than having a negative mindset about what happened in the past, you can have that positive mindset on what you can do next. And you can start to get the steps building on what you need to do in order to become a national champion. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to check out some others. I want to do more videos like this, kind of talking about what things worked for me